Have you noticed that humanity has never shaken off the obsession that fate can be written down? The Bible says, God has already recorded everything in the book of life. The I Ching states, numbers exist between heaven and earth, and these numbers determine human affairs, time and space, marriage, life and death. Thoth of Egypt left behind the Emerald Tablet, which records the laws governing the universe and states, the universe is encoded by the mind. Ancient Babylonian priests recorded the rise and fall of dynasties, the outbreak of wars, and even personal destinies in the stars. All ancient civilizations say the same thing. Fate is not random, but written. We call them myths. But have you ever considered that these myths are not superstitions, but a more terrifying truth? Your life has already been programmed by the ancients. It's just that the programming language is incomprehensible to you. You call them gods, prophets, and priests. But they themselves use only one word to describe themselves: writers. Modern science has a theory. We live in a computable universe. Everything can be reduced to patterns, vibrations, frequencies, and algorithms. But did you know? This theory was already written down by the ancients thousands of years ago. The 64 hexagrams of the I Ching are the earliest binary system. The Code of Thoth states that time is a foldable function. The Mayan calendar arranges and combines every cyclical change in human civilization using a time matrix. The language structure of ancient Sanskrit resembles the syntax tree of a programming language. We think of these as religion, witchcraft, and cultural heritage, but they may be something else, a primitive operating system that controls human destiny. They never called themselves gods. Only we worship them as gods. They are truly programmers. In the temples of Babylon, the astrologer standing before the zodiac wasn't telling fortunes. He was invoking the function of time. He didn't hold a crystal ball, but a debugger for the movements of the celestial bodies. He wasn't standing before a questioner, but a container embedded with a destiny script. In ancient Chinese dynasties, every emperor consulted divination before ascending the throne. They weren't praying for blessings, but checking for version compatibility. They knew that if a person didn't conform to the coded logic of the timeline, a fate crash would destroy the entire dynasty. In India's Vedic tradition, Brahmins didn't chant mantras. They ran audio codes, using sound to awaken the world's command matrix. They firmly believed that a person's name, birth star, and the rhythm of their first breath determined the soul's destiny. You think this is metaphysics? But have you noticed? The highest elites of all ancient civilizations possessed three identities: astrologers, mathematicians, and architects. Aren't these the fundamental skills required of a programmer? Fate is an algorithm written into the structure. Have you noticed that ancient architecture wasn't built haphazardly? Every inch of the Egyptian pyramids points to Sirius and Orion's belt. Angkor Wat in Cambodia is a complete star map. Every step of a Mayan temple corresponds to the divisions of the solar year. The Forbidden City in Beijing, from the height of the threshold to the distribution of the constellations, is as precise as a large integrated circuit board. They aren't building a house. They're deploying a system. The geometric designs of these temples, altars, and city-states aren't just decorations. They're receivers of astronomical frequencies, distributors of human destiny, and terminals for executing the soul's commands. Do you think you were born into a certain country, city, or culture simply by chance? But from the moment you were born, your location, orientation, language, beliefs are already part of the operating environment set by the ancients. You are not a free soul. You are a client operating within an ancient framework, and your body is precisely the most sophisticated receiver. The body is the interface to the code of destiny. Do you feel that some emotions and behaviors in life are simply beyond your control? You clearly want to change, but always end up back where you started. You inexplicably attract similar people into your life. Some dreams recur, and some choices you repeatedly regret. Do you think it's personality or trauma? No, it could be some ancient command line still running within your body. Traditional Chinese medicine believes that the 5 internal organs are the physical interfaces for the operation of the 5 elements. Vedic thought: the 7 chakras in the human body are the data gateways for the 7 levels of cosmic consciousness. And the Thoth school records that the human pineal gland is a cosmic tuner, synchronized with Sirius. They believe people are not subjects, but containers. What truly determines your destiny is not what you think, but what's implanted in your body when you're anxious, excited, experiencing repeated romantic failures, or obsessed with a certain emotion. You're not experiencing. You're executing a preset reaction function. You can't escape it because you've never seen who wrote it. Destiny is never the future. It's parameter settings. One of the most common misconceptions among modern people is to equate destiny with the direction of the future. But the ancients didn't see it that way at all. To them, destiny is an initialization configuration table. Everything is already set up, and what happens next is simply loading. Your birth time corresponds to the initial astrological value. Your name frequency corresponds to your coding type. Your family history corresponds to the recurring tasks you must undertake. Your current feelings, the return value of your program when it runs. Do you think you choose your career, your partner, your life direction? No, you are being called. Now, the truly terrifying question is, if fate is already predetermined, then where does this determining system operate now? Even more terrifying is the question, is it still being updated? Is it still rewriting you? Next, we need to enter the operating interface of this system. It's not hidden in some underground temple, nor is it a relic in history books. It's hidden in the things you encounter every day: time, names, numbers, language, and dreams. And those prophecies, astrology, audio frequencies, and numerical symbols you were told not to believe in since childhood are likely debugging tools for this system. You were taught from childhood that astrology is superstition, numbers are random, and dreams are psychological projections. But have you ever wondered, why have these superstitions persisted across almost every civilization, yet never been completely eradicated? Why did the world, from Egypt, India, China, the Maya, to ancient Greece and Sumer, all use a strange yet consistent system? The answer may be unsettling, because these systems aren't cultural phenomena, but rather the visual interface of an operating system. They aren't used to see the future. They are used to decode destiny, read instructions, and rewrite the script of life. Door 1. Numbers, the ancients' language to the universe. Let's start with the most overlooked element, numbers. Do you think numbers are just units of measurement? In the eyes of the ancients, numbers possessed souls, frequencies, and roles. The idea that numbers are bound to destiny permeates the secret traditions of all advanced civilizations. The Egyptian Thoth code. Numbers are considered the compressed grammar of the cosmic will. Babylonian astrology. Each planet is assigned a numerical value, which together form a formula for life. Jewish Kabbalah. The sum of a name and a number determines the soul's destiny level. The Chinese I Ching. The universe's operation is simplified into 64 hexagrams, using numbers to simulate the transformation of yin and yang. And modern people are accidentally rediscovering this. Number sequences influence brainwaves. Certain digits in mobile phone numbers influence a user's wealth and mood, and the combination of the last digit of an ID card and a birthday influences an individual's behavioral preferences. This isn't superstition. Rather, the ancients long knew that destiny can be encoded in numbers, like a coded instruction. Your entire life may be a replica of a certain number combination. Arrow 2. Astrology. Not a predictive tool, but a clock. Signal. You may think horoscopes are entertainment, but if you delve deeper into true astrology, you'll be shocked to discover it's not about predicting the future, but about reading initial settings. At the moment of your birth, the positions, angles, and orbital velocities of the planets together, they define your soul's initial path in this world. This isn't mysticism. In modern science, it's called gravitational mapping. When Mars approaches Earth, most people become impulsive and wars are frequent. The moon's waxing and waning cycles correspond to women's menstrual cycles. Conjunctions between Jupiter and Saturn often trigger major political and economic shocks. During a solar eclipse, brainwave activity is significantly abnormal, and dreams are intensified. Do you know what this means? Astrology is the clock signal of the universe's master program. Every conjunction of the sun and the moon, every conjunction and opposition, could be a code trigger. When you suddenly feel a rush of anxiety, have a vivid dream, rekindle an old love, or experience a burst of inspiration, these aren't just accidental feelings. You've been awakened to a pre-programmed program. 3. Language is the UI that the ancients used to define reality. Language isn't used for communication. In ancient civilizations, language was a tool for creating reality. The Bible opens with God saying, "Let there be light," and there was light. Thoth, known as the voice programmer, awakened the structures of reality through speech. In the Vedic scriptures, each mantra is associated with a cosmic function. Taoist incantations emphasize sound penetrating the bone marrow, vibrating the central nervous system, and regulating the flow of qi. The words you speak every day are like repeated command lines. When you say, "I'm a failure," "I'm unlucky," or "I have a bad fate," you're not describing reality. You're simply running the same faulty script over and over again. Even more frighteningly, modern language systems have already pre-programmed certain code paths. For example, the Chinese characters for Ren, person, and Ming, life, are like interfaces and instruction structures. The English words spell and spell, incantation, are the same word. The Japanese term kotodama, refers to the soul of a language. The language you grew up with may be the interface for your destiny, designed by the ancients. You only know how to click menus, never writing underlying code. 4. Dreams are abnormal pop-ups sent by the destiny system. Have you ever experienced the following? Dreaming of the same scene repeatedly. Meeting someone familiar in a dream who doesn't exist in reality. In a dream, your body automatically moves, flies, and travels through time. Waking up in the morning with a strong sense of incompleteness. Do you think this is just a release of your subconscious? But in the eyes of all ancient civilizations, dreams are the main channel for system communication. The Maya called dreams the soul's migration calculations. Egyptian temples had special dream reception rituals. Indian shamans used dreams as a gateway to reading the tribe's destiny. The Taoist Huang Jing believes that dreams can be used to predict disasters, and guide destiny. Dreams are not psychological projections. They are the operating system pushing updates. Ignoring recurring dream prompts is like a programmer ignoring a system debug warning. You may still be able to run, but sooner or later it will crash. Do you think destiny is just the natural operation of the universe? Do you think those set orbits aren't maintained by anyone? Then I must tell you a deeply uncomfortable truth. This destiny system has always been controlled by someone, and to this day it's still in operation. Their priests never disappeared, they just changed their names. Your image of ancient controllers might look like this. Egypt's golden-faced priests, kneeling in worship of the stars. India's Brahmins, burning incense and chanting mantras by the Ganges. China's Tai-Shiling, observing the stars at night and examining dream fortunes during the day. Maya's red-robed astrologers, calculating the cycle of epochs. But have you ever noticed this? These people never participate in day-to-day politics. They don't rule, yet they direct the ruler's every move. They don't wield military power, yet they decide when wars begin. They don't engage in business, yet they manipulate price fluctuations and resource flows. Their sole job is to read the heavens instructions and modify the behavior of man. And that's exactly what a system administrator does. They aren't rulers. They maintain the system, setting the parameters of destiny. Do you think they've vanished into history? In reality, they've simply stepped aside, letting the system run its course. But behind the scenes, someone has always been guarding the source code. Which roles in modern society possess the following characteristics? A deep understanding of structure and temporal algorithms. Ability to influence public choices without being seen. Skilled in manipulating data and language interfaces. Familiarity with symbol systems incomprehensible to the public. The answers will make your hair stand on end. Advanced financial algorithmic traders, hidden consultants lurking in think tanks and strategic planning positions, elite visual creatives who influence the collective unconscious through symbolic systems, high-ranking inherited families versed in religious rituals and the laws of time cycles. They hold no titles. Their names don't appear in any news, yet they are the architects of reality, the maintainers of the versions that govern destiny, Ero 2, bloodline, family, and inherited authority. In most ancient cultures, the authority to program destiny wasn't accessible to everyone. It's a kind of inheritance, a power exclusive to a chosen bloodline. The priests of Thoth in ancient Egypt must descend from the Moon clan. The secrets of Jewish Kabbalah are passed down only to a certain Levitic branch. Indian Vedic wisdom is never passed down outsiders, remaining exclusively within Brahmin families. The positions of the Chinese Astronomical Bureau and the Imperial Observatory must also be passed down through generations. What they possess isn't knowledge but rather the key to accessing the system. Have you ever wondered, why are some people born with extraordinary luck? Why do members of certain families always appear at crucial historical junctures? Why do some resources never reach ordinary people? Do you think it's capital? No. It's the result of different levels of destiny's authority. Your life operates in user mode, while theirs has root access. You'll there see the double lock of language and algorithms. In addition to bloodline, system administrators use two other methods to ensure the stable operation of the destiny system. Language system lock. Controlling discourse means controlling the structure of reality. A language system is a grammar of destiny. This is why modern education never teaches you semiotics, semantic calculus, or symbolic logic, because that's how you discover you've been programmed. Algorithm push lock. From birth, all visible choices have been orchestrated by algorithms. The content you see, the circles you associate with, the dreams you have, your emotional ups and downs are all precisely arranged by time frequencies, language codes, mathematical logic, and physical weaknesses. In other words, you think you have free will, but your range of options has long been capped by those programmers. You're not even you. You're a copy running on a historical template. This perspective may be a bit harsh. The life you're living now could be a personality model set by a high-powered civilization thousands of years ago, being replicated over and over again. Sounds like science fiction, but the truth is, the ancient Egyptians left behind a complete map of the personality cycle, with each stage corresponding to a specific personality variable. The Mayans divided humans into 13 time-stamped personalities, which circulate in cycles. In Chinese Ziwei Do Shu, different combinations of fate patterns are running templates. In Jewish wisdom, humans are merely a series of pattern combinations. Even more terrifying, you think you are I, but you are actually it. It is the fate template script running on you. You are merely executing it. Now, you might be asking a crucial question. Is it possible to escape this system? Can I rewrite my fate code myself? Is there a jailbreak? You've already seen it. Your life is set from birth. It wasn't set by gods, but by a group of long-retired programmers. They left behind structures, number sequences, frequencies, astrological patterns. These are all system interfaces. But if you're awake and brave enough, you'll discover the ancients didn't write these rules to control you, but to create escape routes within the system. For those willing to awaken. Arrow 1, Path 1. Discover your built-in script. You can't change what you're unaware of. So the first step is to identify, which program are you currently running? The ancients used various methods to scan themselves. Astrology. Identify the ruling planet that governs your life's motivations. Numerology. Identify your recurring theme numbers. Divination. Detect where you're currently in the program. Body observation. Discover when you consistently auto-react. You can also try a simple method. Ask yourself 3 questions. Are my relationships, career, health, and finances stuck in a cycle? What situations always cause me to auto-react without any choice? Which emotions are the startup signals that have been strongly wired into me since childhood? These aren't personality traits. They're script call points. As long as you see clearly, the system's ghost hand will be caught for the first time. Go to Sex Path 2, cutting off the resonant frequency of the old template. After seeing the script clearly, the second step is to disconnect it. This isn't about resistance, but about changing the channel. How did the ancients do it? Fasting, clearing the body to disconnect from the remnants of the old template data, silence rituals, isolating the language system, allowing the brain to reset its command and reaction chain. Breathing techniques, adjusting brain waves to exit the programmed anxiety frequency. Entering the mountains, forests and at night, avoiding urban networks and human consensus circuits, exiting the collective system. Modern people can use a low-profile version to do the following. Turn off social media for a period of time to prevent language interference. Practice 10 minutes of extremely slow breathing daily to reduce frequency. Rewrite your language system. Stop saying I must and I can only, and start saying I allow and I choose. Resetting the rhythm of life, avoiding the routine you've been trained to follow. You're not fighting fate. You're logging off the internet and exiting the old operating system. Do3W or Path 3, restoring your original authority. Now you are a reprogrammable person. You no longer react entirely on autopilot. Your free space begins to emerge next. You enter the most difficult step, reclaiming your authority to create your own reality. The methods provided by the ancients are very consistent. Naming, rename yourself, or use a pseudonym. In ancient times, names were not identifiers, but program entry points. Changing your name isn't a fashion trend. It's about changing binding instructions. Mantra. Rewrite the internal code with a specific frequency. Use a specific frequency of voice to vibrate your organs. Mantra. Daily. No faith is required. The frequency itself is a way to clear the cache. Visual. Use totems and geometric shapes to rebuild your visual system. So-called spiritual images are actually visual operating systems. Modern people view images for entertainment. Ancient people viewed images to connect to the universe. Ritual system. Establish a personalized behavioral trajectory. Daily, weekly, private rituals are repeated. This is your reverse programming of the system. You are not rebuilding your destiny. You are creating a new system. You've gone from being a user to an architect. For you, Path 4, entering the free zone beyond versions. When you stop running old instructions and start writing your own little programs, you'll encounter a whole new world. In the secret texts of Thoth, this is called space beyond time. In Kabbalah, it's the gate of Das, the gateway to the plane of free creation. In Taoism, it's the state of leaving the three realms, not within the 5 elements. In the Vedic system, it's returning to the Brahman source. It's not death. It's a consciousness operating outside the system. There, no destiny line. Only a line of choice. No version set by others. Only your own actively updated self. No karma, only the free combination of consciousness. No repetition, only flow. This is not a utopian fantasy. It's the ultimate path truly left for you by the ancients. They set the program, but also left a back door. You are not trapped. You are invited to awaken. Perhaps your entire life is a script written for you by others. Now you know. The destiny system truly exists. It has administrators, interfaces, inheritance, and control methods. More importantly, it has exits, tools, and a path to awakening. So the question is, will you continue to run the you written by the ancients? Or start writing the you want to be now? You don't need to become a god. You just need to start, to design your life like they did rather than having it designed for you.